Now, even though we're still waiting on Nintendo to announce their first party lineup for the rest of 2020, there are still a lot of amazing games coming to the Nintendo Switch in September 2020. And in today's video, I'm going to go over with you 29 games, and we're going to cram those 29 games into 20 minutes. So please try to keep up. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to quickly tell you about a Kickstarter for a movie I will be heavily involved in if it is successfully funded. The movie is called Reset, and it is a feature-length science fiction film about transitioning into adulthood in near-future New York City, and it was written and will be directed by a large YouTuber named James Tyler, who you all may know by his YouTube channel Nerdstalgic. Tyler has a background in filmmaking, and this film is his dream, and he will be hiring a professional crew for the production of the movie. Now, there are many different pledge levels for you to back to support the movie, and there are a variety of rewards you will receive depending on your pledge, most of which include a copy of the movie upon release. So this is essentially a pre-order for the movie that will also help make it happen. Now, I believe in Tyler, aka Nerdstalgic, and his project, and I encourage you to go check out the Kickstarter, and if it looks interesting to you, please consider backing it, and if you back it, please share the Kickstarter on social media and with friends and family. I will leave a link to the Kickstarter and Tyler's YouTube channel Nerdstalgic in the description down below, so please go check those out. Let's make this movie happen, everybody. Thank you. Now back to the video. Releasing on September 1st is MX vs. ATV All Out, releasing digitally and physically for $39.99. In MX vs. ATV All Out, you will race around a huge open world competing in a multitude of game modes with bikes, ATVs, and UTVs. The game features 2-player split screen and 8-player online. Some of the modes include Supercross, Nationals, Open Cross, Waypoint, Tag, and Freestyle. Your private compound can become a showroom for all of your vehicles, and you can create your own style from several different gear companies. Get ready to sling some dirt and do some stunts when MX vs. ATV All Out releases on September 1st. Also on September 1st is Area and the Secret of Seasons, releasing digitally and physically for $39.99. Area and the Secret of Seasons is a 3D action-adventure game where you take on the role of Eri while she travels across VALDI to save the land and balance the world. You will utilize the power of the seasons as you explore and solve puzzles. The power of the seasons allow you to manipulate the world using your elemental powers. The game features fluid and varied combat against creatures of all shapes and sizes. The visual style is absolutely gorgeous, and it reminds me of Pixar and DreamWorks films in a way. Area and the Secret of Seasons looks like an incredible action-adventure game, and you can play it when it releases on September 1st. On September 2nd, releasing digitally only for $14.99 is a game called Mask of Mists. Mask of Mists is a first-person action-adventure game where you take on the role of a mercenary hired to locate a missing person. In Mask of Mists, you will be exploring ancient ruins, mysterious caves, abandoned houses, and much more as you fight magical creatures and solve puzzles. You can also gather plant ingredients to craft potions. This looks like a pretty cool game, almost sort of a discount version of Skyrim. I might actually check this one out. So get ready for budget Skyrim when Mask of Mists releases on September 2nd. On September 3rd, releasing digitally only for $14.99 is a game called Spinch. Spinch is a psychedelic side-scrolling platformer where you enter another realm as an organism named Spinch to rescue your offspring. Inspired by old-school platformers, Spinch will be difficult and require fast reflexes and timing as you shoot, dash, jump, dodge, swim, and climb your way through 6 worlds, each with their own boss fight. You will fight and avoid a ton of crazy enemies through a variety of environments with an awesome soundtrack, and oh, did I mention that you actually use your offspring as ammunition during boss fights? The colorful and vibrant psychedelic visuals are created by award-winning Canadian cartoonist Jesse Jacobs, and I really like this art style. So get ready for some psychedelic platforming action when Spinch releases on September 3rd. Also on September 3rd, releasing digitally only for the budget price of $4.99 is Connection Haunted. There's not much information on Connection Haunted at all, almost like they want you to be surprised. From what I can tell, this horror-themed first-person shooter starts out simulating you playing a normal first-person shooter with people online, and there is a chat window on the screen. Then the online match connection becomes haunted and it turns into a horror game. The premise here is very interesting, but I'm not sure how much substance there actually is in this game. But hey, for the budget price of $5, it might be worth checking out Connection Haunted when it releases on September 3rd. Also on September 3rd, releasing digitally only for $11.99 is a game called Jelly Champs. Jelly Champs is a physics-based ragdoll fighting game where you and up to 4 players duke it out. Your goal is to knock down or eliminate your opponents using wonky physics-based controls in an effort to try and toss them off the stage. There's a variety of stages to choose from, and your character can be customized. I love games like this because when you have a small group over, they are an absolute blast to play and can be pretty damn funny, and this game looks like simple, stupid fun. So grab some friends and try to throw them out of the level when Jelly Champs releases on September 3rd. Also on September 3rd, releasing digitally only for $11.99 is a game called Under the Jolly Roger. Under the Jolly Roger is an open-world pirate action RPG where you roam 3 huge worlds full of colonies and forts. The game is packed with hundreds of quests and a bunch of ships to take over. You will be fighting, trading, and exploring as you sail around the world, and you will be leveling up your pirates in the process. This game looks pretty cool, especially if you're a fan of pirates. So get ready to sail the open seas and explore a huge world when Under the Jolly Roger releases on September 3rd. On September 4th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is a game called Paradise Killer. Paradise Killer is described as a first-person open-world murder mystery where you are trying to solve a bizarre murder mystery on an island full of psychic power, aliens, and alternate realities. You must explore the island and find secrets to uncover mysteries in an attempt to piece the clues together and figure out who on the island to accuse as you gather evidence and build your case. The island has a lot to explore and is full of puzzles and hidden areas. I've never seen or heard of a first-person open-world murder mystery, and this has my attention. So channel your inner detective and prepare for a bizarre murder mystery when Paradise Killer is released on September 4th. NBA 2K21 releases on September 4th, 2020, digitally and physically for $59.99 plus microtransactions. It's microtransactions filled basketball. Moving on. On September 8th, releasing digitally and physically for $49.99 is a game called RPG Maker MV. The RPG Maker series is basically like Mario Maker, except you're literally making RPG games. You will have the ability to use powerful tools and a full game engine to create entire games from scratch with infinite possibilities. You can then share your game online with other players and even possibly make money off of it. You can also go online in the game and download and play other players' RPG games, which is cool if you have no interest in actually making your own RPGs. So ignite your creative juices and craft an epic RPG adventure when RPG Maker MV releases on September 8th. Also on September 8th, releasing digitally only for $14.99 is a game called OkunoKA Madness. OkunoKA Madness is an insanely fast-paced and difficult 2D platformer in the vein of Super Meat Boy, where you star as Ka as you set out to save the world of souls from the evil Os. You will run and jump past countless obstacles in over 200 colorful levels while you fight bosses, find secrets, and unlock cool surprises. There are 3 speedrun modes and a ton of unlockable characters, each with their own unique abilities, as well as online leaderboards. So if you like challenging speedrun style games like Super Meat Boy, then you will love OkunoKA Madness when it releases on September 8th. Also on September 8th, releasing digitally only for $8.99 is a game called Meganoid. Meganoid is a challenging roguelike 2D platformer where you navigate procedurally generated levels as you upgrade your character and abilities while exploring the Meganoid spaceship. There are new levels each time you play, and you will find consumables, new routes, and plenty of gadgets and devices to utilize. There are collectible items that modify your ability to explore the world, such as a jetpack and anti-gravity boots. There are secret bonus areas to find that can grant you shortcuts or powerful items, and you can actually hack the game world to change different elements and mechanics to make it easier. This is a pretty cool looking little game, and for $8.99 it is in the budget price territory. So check out this cool cheap little roguelike platformer when Meganoid releases on September 8th. Also on September 8th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is a game called Party Hard 2. Party Hard 2 is an insane game where you're trying to take out noisy partiers, a drug syndicate, and an alien invasion using hundreds of different methods of killing them. There are 14 massive levels and 2 boss fights, and you will have to use stealth and trap combos as well as an elaborate crafting system to achieve your goals. There are 4 playable characters, each with their own unique feel, 27 original music soundtracks, tons of NPCs to interact with, local co-op, and insane 3D pixel art graphics. Party Hard 2 looks like an insane and brutal game, and you can check it out when it releases on September 8th. On September 10th, releasing digitally only for $9.99 is a game called Adventures of Pip. Adventures of Pip is a 2D adventure about a single pixel on an adventure in a 32-bit world. You start off as a single pixel and you absorb bit stream from your enemies to evolve into 8-bit and then 16-bit forms. Each form has its own abilities you use for puzzle solving and combat as you navigate 5 different worlds through the roughly 10-hour adventure. I actually played this game several years ago on the PlayStation 4, and it's really fun and high quality indie game, so I can already recommend it to you all. So prepare to evolve your bits. If I ever say that again, I want you to punch me in the face. Not a problem. When Adventures of Pip releases on September 10th. Yet again on September 10th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is Hotshot Racing. Hotshot Racing is a fast retro-style arcade racer with a sharp and crisp polygonal art style that looks really nice. There are 16 different tracks to race in across a variety of environments as you race at high speeds and drift your way around curves. There are several different modes to play, such as Grand Prix, Time Trial, Cops and Robbers, and Drive or Explode, which can be played single player, local multiplayer for up to 4 players, or online for up to 8. You can get drift and slipstream boosts while you race to help you stay in the lead, and it just looks like an all-around really fun racer to check out. So grab some friends and prepare to race arcade retro style when Hotshot Racing releases on September 10th. And again on September 10th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is a game called Minoria. Minoria is a 2D action-adventure game with a mixture of cel-shaded graphics with hand-drawn art, and it is a spiritual successor to the Momodora series. Minoria features a fantasy story inspired by European medieval history, a beautiful art style, very smooth and precise controls, a combat system consisting of swordplay and spells, dodge rolls and parries, and a leveling system for difficulty adjustments. When I saw the trailer for the first time, I was impressed. The game looks really fun in action and quite challenging as well. You can dive into this badass looking game when Minoria releases on September 10th. Also on September 10th, releasing digitally only for $9.99 is a game called Space Robinson. Space Robinson is a roguelike twin-stick shooter adventure where you crash on an alien colony and try to survive and escape. This is a challenging game, but as you die and start over, you will use your resources from each run to upgrade yourself just like any good roguelike, so it gets easier as you go. You will find allies you can summon, such as a raccoon, a dog, and a flying pig that will help you during your adventure. The levels are procedurally generated and have a day and night cycle, each with its own challenges, and you will find crystals and artifacts and level up, enabling you to upgrade, repair your units, and create new weapons. You can enjoy this awesome looking roguelike twin-stick shooter when Space Robinson releases on September 10th. September 10th seems to be the day because we have another game releasing on September 10th, $14.99 digitally only, and that is MO Astray. MO Astray is a 2D action platformer with some absolutely stunning pixel art graphics. In MO Astray, you will be moving, sticking, ramming, and parasitically taking over things in an effort to make your way through the sci-fi environments. The game features super detailed pixel art with impressive animations and a very immersive soundtrack. In each area, you will need to plan your path carefully and make use of your special abilities if you are to survive. MO Astray is a pretty damn impressive looking and interesting looking game, and you can try it out when it releases on September 10th. Also on September 10th, releasing digitally only for $24.99 is a game called Bounty Battle. Bounty Battle is a 2D fighting game where you play as iconic characters from a variety of popular indie games and have them battle it out. There are indie characters from games such as Guacamelee, Dead Cells, Darkest Dungeons, Owlboy, and many more, with the game featuring over 25 different fighters from over 30 different indie games. Each fighter has a companion with their own abilities that they bring into battle, and you will be fighting in over 15 levels from the games the fighters are from. Bounty Battle can also be played with up to 4 players locally for some multiplayer mayhem, so grab some friends and battle it out when Bounty Battle releases on September 10th. Also on September 10th, releasing digitally and physically for $29.99 is a game called Ten and Kuna. Ten and Kuna is a 3D platformer where you take on the role of Kuna as you set out to retrieve the Prime Orb and save the world. The game is full of hectic and vibrant levels where you solve puzzles as you roll, bounce, dash, and bash your way through huge environments to collect power crystals and new abilities. There will be plenty of enemies and obstacles to overcome on your quest, and there's also 2 different playable characters. I am a huge fan of 3D platformers, and Ten and Kuna really looks like a fun game, and you can check it out when it releases on September 10th. On September 11th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is a game called Inertial Drift. Inertial Drift is a retro future style arcade racing game that is super fast and has some very unique twin stick drifting mechanics. The right stick is used to control the drifting of your car, which enables precision drifting. Inertial Drift also features 16 different cars, each with their own attributes, 20 varied tracks, a single player story mode, and local and online multiplayer. I have to say, I really dig the art style here, and the idea of a racing game with twin stick mechanics has me intrigued. So get ready for a stylistic and unique racing game when Inertial Drift releases on September 11th. Also on September 11th, releasing digitally only for $14.99 is a game called Firework. Firework is a retro-style 2D action platformer inspired by classics such as Cave Story and the Mega Man series. In Firework, you take on the role of Yan the Defective One as you fight the fire troops to save the facility and uncover a mystery. You will jump, fire, and dash as you make your way through the facility and fight enemies and conquer platforming challenges. You must repel and extinguish fire on your journey, as well as finding power-ups and special equipment. In this version of the game, you can also pass a Joy-Con to a friend and play co-op as well. So prepare to feel the heat and have some fun when Firework releases on September 11th. On September 15th, releasing digitally for $19.99 or physically for $39.99 is a game called Iris.Fall. In Iris.Fall, you take on the role of Iris while she explores a mysterious theater that she chased a black cat into. Iris.Fall is full of difficult puzzles where you use light and shadow to travel between two different planes of 2D and 3D. The game features a striking monochrome black and white art style that also plays into the gameplay mechanics. Iris.Fall looks like an incredibly unique game, and I'm pretty damn intrigued by it, and you can check it out when it releases on September 15th. Also on September 15th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is a really fun looking game called Fight Crab. Fight Crab is a 3D fighting game with insane over-the-top physics where you fight as giant crabs wielding crazy weapons in intense combat. Fight Crab includes 7 tutorial levels and a huge campaign featuring 7 chapters with 34 stages. There are 23 different crabs, 48 unique weapons, and 11 different battle arenas. Fight Crab offers offline and online co-op with a lot of different match types to choose from. There are a ton of special abilities to acquire, and you can level up your crab and buy new weapons as well. Fight Crab looks absolutely batshit insane, hilarious, and fun, and I cannot wait to gather some friends and play it when it releases on September 15th. On September 17th, releasing digitally only for $19.99 is another racing game called Mini Motor Racing X. Mini Motor Racing X is a fun little arcade racer for up to 4 players locally or online. Some of the features of Mini Motor Racing X includes a career mode with hundreds of races, dozens of unlockable and upgradable cars, Type X mode which is basically like playing Mario Kart, and other fun party modes and mini games to play with friends. This looks like a really fun and high quality arcade racer that might be a good pickup for $20, especially if you have some friends to play with. So gather some friends and get ready for some arcade racing fun when Mini Motor Racing X releases on September 17th. On September 18th, releasing digitally and physically for $39.99 is WWE 2K Battlegrounds. For the first time in a long time, we're getting an over-the-top arcade wrestling WWE game. In WWE 2K Battlegrounds, you choose from current and legendary WWE stars as you battle it out in interactive environments with abilities and power-ups. There is a story mode as well that you can play to unlock new characters in Battlegrounds, and you can also create your own characters in Battlegrounds with tons of customization options. You will be able to battle it out with friends both online and locally as well. Let's just hope 2K doesn't fill the game with microtransactions. You can enjoy some over-the-top arcade wrestling action when WWE 2K Battlegrounds releases on September 18th. On September 24th, releasing digitally, I do not have a price. If you know the price, let me know in the comments down below, is a game called Going Under. Going Under is a unique roguelike dungeon crawler where you're exploring a failed tech startup in a dystopian city and you will use office equipment as weapons. The dungeons in Going Under are themed based on failed startups such as dating sites, gig workers, and cryptocurrency. Pretty much everything can be used as a weapon as you battle it out, and besides fighting off a ton of strange enemies, you will of course fight massive bosses as well. As you work your way through the dungeon, you will get skills that can help you in future runs. Going Under looks to have a cool, unique twist on a roguelike dungeon crawler due to the theme, and you can check it out when it releases on September 24th. Also on September 24th is another budget title at $3.99 digitally only, and that is Micro Pico Racers. Micro Pico Racers is a really neat looking budget top-down racer with retro graphics. The art style sort of gives me a Super Mario Kart from the Super Nintendo vibe, which is really awesome. Some of the features include over 20 vehicles, a Grand Prix mode with over 60 levels, other views besides top-down like isometric and back view, the ability to drift and destroy your opponents, and an awesome soundtrack. For a budget title at $4, this seems like a no-brainer for some mindless racing fun, and you can check out Micro Pico Racers when it releases on September 24th. On September 25th, releasing digitally and physically for $39.99 is a game called Trollhunters Defenders of Arcadia. I don't normally pay a whole lot of attention to licensed games like this, but Trollhunters Defenders of Arcadia was developed by WayForward, and they are an incredibly talented developer. Based on the Trollhunters Netflix series, the game will be fully voice acted and feature a brand new story in the series. Trollhunters features 2-player co-op, and you will journey through a ton of unique areas playing as popular characters from the series. As you play, you will level up your characters and armor and gain new abilities. There's not a whole lot of info out there on this game, but I trust in WayForward, so I have faith it will be a quality title. Prepare to dive into the Trollhunters world with a friend when Trollhunters Defenders of Arcadia releases on September 25th. Well, there you have it, folks. 29 awesome games coming out on the Nintendo Switch in the month of September 2020. Some of the games that I'm most excited for the month are Airy and the Secret of Seasons, Hotshot Racing, Minoria, Bounty Battle, 10 and Kuna, and Fight Crab. But I want to know in the comments down below, what games in September 2020 for the Nintendo Switch are you most excited for? And inevitably there are going to be even more games announced for September that were announced after I made the video. Hopefully the Super Mario 3D collection that we keep hearing rumors about will be announced and released in September as well. But be sure and let me know in the comments down below if there are any other games I should have mentioned in today's video that you think are worth people's attention. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're new here, please consider subscribing so that you can join the Retro Wolf family. And until next time, folks, keep playing games and having a good time. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.